all hooked on sunshine. It is Traveling Tuesday, and for those of you who know, I drive a big 1-ton truck, so it's a little bit loud. And today I'm actually gonna smoke a cigar while I travel. I've had a lot going on. For those of you worried about my wellness, I don't smoke all the time. Sometimes I smoke on long drives. I also smoke when I'm in a hot tub or when I drink whiskey. So that's just part of life, and it's my one little vice that I like to do. So if you're offended, please forgive me. So let's talk a little bit today about, we've talked quite a bit about family and family healing. Let's talk today about, when people talk about, how important blood relatives are. I was visiting with somebody last night, and we talked about, I just have a small family. And so I've incorporated aunts, uncles, additional parents, additional cousins into my life. Some of my dearest friends are called auntie or uncle for my kiddos. I know in the mining community that is really normal. And part of that is because you're traveling and taking jobs all over the country sometimes. And sometimes you don't have the support of your blood family, where they're physically there. So on this Traveling Tuesday, one of my encouragements to you is to keep in mind, family is who you make family be. And to me, family are people that support me regardless of whether they agree with my decisions or not. That they love me through every celebration and every trial. That they don't put an expectation on me that is unreasonable. Sometimes you can't be everything for everyone. I've got some of the dearest friends and some of my just favorite people in the whole world. I would spend every single day with them if I could. But most of my friends really understand that, my life is busy. I travel all over the lower 48. I work part-time to full-time. I have 2 or 3 of my own personal small businesses that I run as well. I have 2 or 3 books that I'm always writing. I have grandkids to go and see. I'm just busy. So it's those friends who really give me that grace and allow me to have that freedom that I need to love them and spend time with them whenever I can. But that really also understand that sometimes that's not possible. It's just not. So giving your family, your friends, the grace to be what they need to be. For instance, I've got a little brother, and he is, all my brothers actually have ran their own businesses. They get busy. They get so busy that sometimes I'm like, hey, you could call your sister back. I love you. I miss you. I need you. And I know sometimes it can take days or weeks. I've got one brother that, I'll be lucky if I hear back from him within a few weeks. And now if it's an emergency, I make sure that I say that. It's pretty rare, though, that if it's an emergency, I'm going to call. And they're going to know, and they're going to be like, hey, Lou, what's going on? But in general, I'm just really graceful to the people that I love, that I consider family. I've got little groups of family in every little area that we've ever lived. Oh, my cigar is out. And man, I love those families. The families with kiddos where I'm Auntie Lou, I adore them. Those kiddos they're like my little nieces and nephews, and I just think they're amazing. But again, they're going to do birthday parties and have different things going on, and I'm going to do my best to be there or to send something or to let them know I'm thinking of them. But on the times where I'm not able to, it has nothing to do with them not being important. It has everything to do with my life is going a million miles an hour. So family being blood. Most of you, probably like me, sometimes your blood family is either small or it's scattered, or you've had your trauma within your family, or for whatever reason you're just not able to extend yourself to have only family be what is really important. And one of the things my husband and I figured out, he had a falling out with some of his family, and I've had to become accustomed to just accepting people that I love that are friends or coworkers or mentors in our lives as our family. And it's a really beautiful thing. No matter where I go around the country, I always make friends. And occasionally you just have those friends who are like a soul. They like connect in your soul. And those people are my aunts, uncles, cousins, friends, brothers, sisters, and I love and appreciate them. Doesn't mean I love or appreciate my own family any less, but it really makes me appreciate who they are and how much I love them. So I just really encourage you today to open your heart to people that, and don't close yourself off. It's interesting when you're raised in certain families. Like I'm raised in a family where our last name was just like, oh, you're such and such. So what the value is for that family. That they would fight to the death. That they would, take you out to the desert and bury you. Like I'm from that family that is just, we're that ride or die family. Ultimately, though, your lives change. You grow up, you move, you have children. I have had friendships that I've had since I was 3, 4, 5 years old, and then I've had friendships that I've lost during that time because of whatever kind of falling out. I've stopped trying to resolve, trying to keep everybody close. Who you need in your life is who's going to be in your life. And to me, that is who family is. And I just want to say to those people who are my family, who are my mentors, and hopefully you're saying this to those people that are in your lives that are important to you. I love you. I need you. You're important to me. The gifts that you bring into my life are unique and amazing. That I appreciate the celebrations. I appreciate that you walk through those hard times with me. That I appreciate that you go through loss and grief. Do not limit yourself on who family actually is. Family can be anybody, it can be everybody. And if you only do limit yourself to your blood relatives, make sure that you keep those connections. But also be graceful in the fact that they may not always be able to reciprocate as much as you want. Like I've always had girlfriends who were like, wouldn't it be awesome if we could call each other 2 or 3 times a day? Like every time I wanted to talk to you, I could just have you on speakerphone. Well, I've worked 60, 70, 80-hour weeks for most of my career. I'm not doing that now, but now I'm working part-time and doing all my own small business stuff. It still really limits how much time I have available for the people I love. Don't get me wrong, I love them. I would do anything in the world for them. If they had an emergency and reached out, I would drop everything to be there for them. I trust them, I rely on them. Some of them aren't as deep as other friendships, and people's circumstances can dictate what that is. But man, I appreciate who God has put in my life. I trust that who God puts in my life is put there for a reason. Sometimes they're there to teach me lessons. Sometimes they're there so that I encourage them and that I love them through something that's hard for them. But know that I'm your family and you are mine. So that was my thought today for Traveling Tuesday, and hope you have a fabulous day. Open your heart up to the different friendships and family that may enter into your life this week. And just be open to the fact that it might be somebody different than you ever expected. Sending my love. Have a great day.